All right, what's going on, y'all? We're up here for our first episode in a long time, and we did this back in like April and May, and it wasn't really there was any like involvement besides me and I think Jeff, or me and like Tribute, or me and some other guests we had in the past. So it's a little bit fun here to have two buddies with me, Lavosky and Avery, both owners or a part of organizations in CS:GO. I know Avery is the president and founder. He always makes that very clear when I ever talk to him. He's a president and founder of Levitate. He's not an owner. Not an owner.
No, I'm an owner. That's just not the owner.
Yeah. Okay.
It's just giving him a hard time now.
This is gonna be rough. I gotta figure this out. So Avery, I mean, we'll go into introductions here first, but actually that kind of brings me to a follow-up question: how that even happened. But all right, so I am the owner of CarbonX. I help run LCA, and that's basically what I do within Counter-Strike. I play on a CS:GO team myself. I play for the JMU Esports club team for CS:GO. We're like a CS:GO club or something like that. It just happened, just changed. So don't know what's going on with that, but I'll talk to you, Lavosky, first. So what is your role in CS:GO in this community in general?
Well, I guess I'll start with my role in Detonate and then go into how we got into Counter-Strike.
Yeah.
So first of all, I'm the founder and co-owner of the team Detonate. I have been involved in esports now for about 6 years, Counter-Strike just as long. So originally, when I founded Detonate back in 2015, we had a Counter-Strike roster. They saw some pretty good success. Actually, we ended up beating Echo Fox in a qualifier once, and that was around the time where I was like, I could really, make this into something. So I worked that for a bit of time. I worked with a couple of other esports organizations after I no longer owned my own one, and I had merged the Detonate brand of 2015 into another organization. I worked with a couple of other brands after that point. The brands that I worked with didn't really want to be in Counter-Strike at the time. It was just really inflated, and a lot of the prices weren't reasonable with the teams that I was working with. So this was what it was, even though I would have loved to, work with Counter-Strike all 6 of the years that I've been involved. It just it didn't work out the way I would like it to. Fast forward now to 2019, I get the idea after, working with another brand that, maybe I just start my own esports organization up again, and maybe I just bring Detonate back, and this time just do it right, do it better. So that's basically what I'm doing. Well, that's why I'm here, and why I said if I'm going to do this, I want to do it right, and I want to be back in Counter-Strike. So as of right now, I took the time, I want to say about 3 months, scoping out exactly who I wanted to be involved with. But no, it took a bit of time, but now we're here. Avery, why are we waving our hands?
I don't know. It's like
I
a
was just saying it was part of the
classroom.
journey. I was saying it was part of the journey.
I thought you had a question. I was like,
No.
It's like a school teacher. It's like a school kid. He's like, pick me. I want to talk next.
No. I was just part of the journey of Detonate. I like it.
Okay. But yeah, it's I scoped out Swan and the boys about 3 months back when he was still playing with Hate and Noxio. They had that little fallout that happened obviously back then. They ended up back in advance, and I was like, you know what, I still want to work with the team. If you guys would like to work together, I definitely would like to, spearhead getting involved with this community and getting involved with them as a competitive team on their journey to professional Counter-Strike. So now we're here. Now we've got the roster. Now I've been involved in Counter-Strike now for about 2 months again. But I'll be honest, I never really left.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I first recognized you personally when you came out with Detonate. Like, I knew the guys on the team. I knew 2 of them, and then I recognized some of those players like Swan, and I was like, those guys. Those are. I mean, that's a top level team, and you guys both are also in the top level of kind of advanced. So it's pretty cool. Okay, interesting story. I mean, Avery, you want to go a little bit about Levitate, and again, I want to ask the question of how did you end up being the president and founder? Like, how did those roles come? I know founder makes sense, but I wonder how the president role got to you.
Okay, so I'll just do the quick introduction first. Let me fix my camera. All right. By the way, for any viewers, if my camera screws up, sorry. So as a quick introduction, I am Avery Duncan. I am also known as Avery94. I am the president and founder of Levitate Esports. So a quick and kind of brief history of it. And myself, I've been working in esports since 2013.
Ooh.
Yeah, yeah, it's been a while. I've been doing it since I was 11 years old. I've been involved with esports, which is kind of odd to say, but I'm only 18 now. Um, and back then I just kind of pitter pattered with organizations. I had fun. I used to play Rocket League competitively right when it came out. That was a great time. And then I got into a big soccer place. I was a big had a launch in my career there, and then I got injured. I decided I wanted to come back to it, just to kind of briefly sum it up. And I founded Levitate, and Levitate was a way to put my competitive energy back into something real. Um, and yeah, that's what it was. It was just a truly passion-led project. I was 16 at the time. I was funding it all myself, still somewhat am, not as much anymore, but we won't touch on that until maybe later. Um,
Wait. What?
we
Let's
did
say that
have
again. Say that again. Wait, what do you mean? Like maybe we'll touch about it later. What do you mean by that?
like later on in questions we might
Okay.
touch on
Okay.
what's happening. Yeah.
Okay.
So you threw me off. I had a groove
No,
going.
I'm sorry. I was a little confused. I was like, I want to make sure you could clarify it because I was.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we were going really well. Right when I started Levitate, we went pretty far. We got really big for a little bit. Had some big teams, made it really big in COD and somewhat big in CS. We had some big Rocket League teams consisting of like Demonifying and Heated Gold and the big names. And then we had a big fallout. I had brought on a group of directors, like a board of directors, because until then it had just been me. And I was still playing at the high level. I just wasn't playing as much because of injury.
Hmm.
But like I still had a lot of stuff to do. I was practicing 6 hours a day plus school on top of that for 8 hours a day, and then come home and work on Levitate. It was a lot for just me, so I brought on a board of directors, and then we had a big fallout, and one of our board of directors did a lot of oopsie. Um, and that's what we'll call it. A lot of oopsie. Um, and we shut down for a good few months, 7 months, 7.5. And I worked with a few brands in between then and when I restarted it. Um, Worked a lot in CS, Rainbow 6. Um, just really expanded my horizons and worked with some old people, worked with some new people. Um, and I came to the conclusion that I want to do this again. It was something that I'd been looking forward to again, and every time I thought about it, I was like, this is what I want to do for my life. And that's kind of how I got to where I am now. I went up to Jason, who is my best friend. I met him in the first iteration of Levitate. Um, we actually met on Rocket League. Yeah, we met on Rocket League. And we actually met the other day, at Fragadelphia, but
Oh, the other
that's
day. That
besides
was
the
like a
point.
month ago.
Oh,
That
well,
was
yeah,
that
okay, I
was a
have no
month ago.
concept of time. I have zero concept of time.
That feels so like it feels like a whole season. Like it feels a
It
long
feels
time ago
like
for me. For me.
now, but like way forever ago,
Oh man.
you know?
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I met him for the first time then. And I went up to him and I told him what my plan was, and I told him what be wanting to do. And he got on board and we made it happen. So that's kind of how I got to where the founder and president title came from. Um, I am the president because I run front end. I do big dealings. I'm the face of the company. Jason is more of back end. He's CEO.
Right.
So
I think we both
that's
met
kind of where the
Jason. Like me and
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, you were
me and
there.
Lebowski. Yeah. I think
Yeah,
at
yeah,
some
yeah,
point.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jason's not really the face of the company. He's not really out there. He kind of leaves that to me, and I let him control all the back end. But yeah, we both came on, and we brought some more friends, and we brought some more business partners, and there's been some rough patches, but it's really come to be. I'm really happy with where it's gotten and where it's going in the next few months. But yeah, that's a brief history. There's tons more to talk about, but we'll leave that for later.
Yeah, a little bit in the back. I mean, yeah, okay. I think that helps me answer the question of the president part, because I don't know. But with an esports organization, it just seems interesting that you guys have like a back end guy in the front. Like usually, like when I see that, it's like two people
Yeah.
at the same level and they work together, like they're the same, like half face and half, that. But it's like it's interesting that like there's a front and a background to you guys.
It more works like I know the esports, he knows financials.
Fair enough.
He grew up.
Fair
He
enough.
grew up in a family that was like big money, big everything, and he knows how to do that. I know how to do this, so
Okay.
that's how it turned out to be.
Yeah. Okay. That's fair. That's fair enough. How I got into esports. I mean, wait, what was it about? Like a little background about ourselves, right? That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, a little background about
Yeah.
ourselves and the organization and all that.
I first got it into gaming in general when I was like 14. I started streaming on Twitch. I did play Call of Duty. I did that for like a year. Did giveaways. We ran custom games, and then I went to play CS:GO. Like, kind of, I was like an open player for like a couple of games back in like season 24, and we had like a team. We played like face events and did little things like that. We were not good. We were pretty bad, but that was under Trifractal, and Trifractal was kind of where I started. And then they wanted to run a league, like a CS:GO league. They're like, yeah, we should run this Trifractal Invitational. Is what they were gonna call it. It's like a tournament. And I ran that. I never ran it actually. I basically took the idea of running an event and said, hey, you know what? I'm doing my own. I'll run it all my own, get all my graphics, and I named it CarbonX when I was like 16, 17. So we ran like a CS:GO league for 2 seasons. It was pretty fun. It was a lot of work though, and I will never do a league again. It's not like suitable in this climate anyway. Collegiate is the way with leagues right now. Otherwise, you have to do just the ESCA, and you have to do ESCA. And I wish more platforms had opportunity. I remember when SIVA was a thing, and SIVA had their own league. They weren't very good, but they had competition ESCA.
But they had a real.
Yeah, we played scrims on SIVA because it was free. It was great.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
and like
that was before hubs.
Introduced it. Yeah.
So just mention that like the last time I was here, SIVO was a thing, and then I came back and it just didn't exist.
Yeah.
That's the same thing. That's the same thing.
I felt lost. I was like, all right, I guess I got to relearn all this.
That's what happened to me because I got back. I stopped in like 2017, and then I played like a little bit of CS:GO. I played open 4 games in 2017 after I closed down CarbonX League, and then in 2020, because of COVID, I was like, you know what? I'm stuck at home doing nothing. I didn't want to get a job during the summer. My parents were like, well, I was just too lazy at the time. I was like, you know what? I'll just do something else online. I have my RA money coming in. I'm a college student. I mean, you're supposed to chill out during summer anyway. So I ran CarbonX. I did like some 10-man leagues. And then in January, I got the esports team. And then since then, it's been like really like what CarbonX is about is, teams and events and stuff like that. So that's what we've been kind of rolling. A little bit of background of how I got into esports was just from luck almost, from just circumstances that forced me to do it again. So now I can't leave. I don't know what to do.
Now you try to leave and you're just stuck here. You can't.
You have
move.
no idea what to do with the rest of your time. I know. I've been in the situation. I had no idea what to do with all of the extra money and the extra time that I had in my pocket. I was like, whoa, I don't know what to do now. Like, what do
I can order food. I can go out to eat. I can watch movies.
Exactly. I went out as much as I wanted to. I met as many people as I wanted to. I did what I wanted, and I was just like, all right, well, I've now lived 3 lives basically. I'd like to get back into esports.
yeah. That's kind of that's one thing that I kind of sacrificed was like not seeing friends as much because I'm stuck on here doing stuff. I feel like it's very similar across all like organizations too, where you kind of feel the same way. I don't know.
I feel like it's less of a you sacrifice this to do that. It's more of like I'd rather do this than go out and see friends like for nothing. Like I'd rather work and really make something.
Yeah. You want to build something for yourself that you can be proud of, and a lot of the times you do have to sacrifice the social life, sometimes even family time,
Hmm.
in order to build an organization on the back end.
Yeah,
Which sucks. Obviously, it sucks that it's that way. But infrastructurally, in the beginning, if you can, get to a
especially
point
in the
where
beginning.
you feel, yeah, especially in the beginning, if you can get to a point where you feel comfortable with leaving your desk and not being present on the computer or on your phone for a bit of time, even for 2 hours or 3 hours, and get back to real life, then that's when you know you've built something that you can, at least be proud of, even if it's small, even if it's not a Cloud9 or a TSM or one of those or a D2. Like, even if it's not that, I don't care. I've built something that I feel proud about.
Shit, I'd be happy to be in tier 2. I'd be happy to get to that point. I think you guys are more towards the edge of reaching tier 2. I don't know how they scale it. How you would scale it in the CS:GO. Cuz
Um,
tier 1's like liquid for
I would
NA.
say tier 1 is Pro League. This is controversial opinion.
Yeah, I'm
Tier
saying that
2
this
is
is
Premier. Tier 2 is Premier. Tier 3 is anything below that.
I would agree with that. I think that's pretty much what I think too. I mean, Levosky, do you have an idea of like how you would tier sort of CS:GO in a way?
If I were tier CS:GO, it would be very similar to what Avery described. It would
Or if you
definitely
based it
be
off ranking,
like
it's
from that.
like top 50, top 30 tier 1, and then down to like 100, tier 2. But that's even kind of dicey because that's like a lot of advanced teams.
Yeah.
I will
And
get
then you
into
get
this
down to,
though.
yeah.
I will get into this though. When it comes to tiers, I don't tier like everyone else does. I tier by financial income and overall organization brand value.
Oh,
That's
well,
usually
I was
how I
basing off of
tier
teams, not,
companies.
yeah.
But yeah,
That
like company, yeah, company is a little different than
Company's
how I do Counter
a whole different
Strike.
metric. Yeah,
I
yeah,
could the lifestyle guy saying that is no surprise to me. There's no surprise that
yeah.
that guy came up with that one.
It is what it is, man.
Yeah, it's just funny. So you guys, I'm looking at your shirt right now. What is that like? Like a paint?
Like, yeah, if you like took paint and like splashed it onto a
That's
wall,
cool.
and then like, yeah, like, okay, so a few times that people have seen this, they said it looks like the Nickelodeon
That's
thing,
what I
and
was
then
gonna say. I didn't want to
It
say it
does.
though. I want to be
It
respectful,
does.
but I was
I
gonna say it.
immediately felt bad once they said that, and I was like, oh
It
fuck, I
does.
thought I was being unique, I thought I was doing something cool I could be proud of. All I did was make the fucking Nickelodeon
You just
logo
rebranded
with my
Nickelodeon.
brand. I was like, God damn it. That's like the community and people that like comment on the things that you do can really take the thunder out of like
Oh, I just
they'll
did
humble
this.
you
Yeah,
so
it'll
quick,
humble you
dude.
real fast.
They'll
People
humble
go,
you
"Oh,
so
I
quick,
just did
and I
this. I
love
did
it.
this 3 years ago." Oh,
Yeah,
okay. I'm like,
yeah,
okay, my bad.
yeah. Yeah, like you want to feel proud about what you do, but like in all honesty, the community, and I'm actually thankful for this. I'm thankful for like the ability for the
It makes
community
you
to
push
have as
harder.
much power as they do. Yeah, it makes you want to work harder. It makes you want to do better shit.
Hmm.
Otherwise, you'd get complacent. You'd
And you
just be
fall
fine
behind.
with the way that you do, and you fall behind your opposition. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like how involved the community is because like okay, you can think of traditional sports and their community. They're just going to shit talk and tell and say this player is better than this player or this team is better than this team.
Yeah.
With community, they're like, hey, I've seen that before. It looks like this. And honestly, that shit kind of humbles you so quick. Like it makes me want to do better all the time. So I enjoy that way more. I think the community is way more interactive, way more involved when it comes to esports.
I think it's more like I do feel like it's more of a community. Like we have teams and stuff within our community. Like I think it's community first a lot with Counter Strike,
Uh-huh.
especially our North American Counter Strike as Avery begins to fall into the nether, I guess.
Okay,
uh,
so I feel like this is a good time for me to butt in because while you guys might have like been part of sports in the past, I was a genuine like I was in another sport, you know, and I feel like this is a different kind of community. If you look at the difference between like a real sport, like not real sport, but like a physical sport like soccer versus esports, it's a much different kind of community because With soccer, it's more like you have supporters. You don't have people that you're friends with, you have people that believe in you, right? And then you go over to esports and you know everyone that you just played with. You know everyone that you just watched. And it brings a different sense of like camaraderie. It makes you want to tune in more, per se. There's also the fact that, there's more games and there's more to watch.
I agree with that.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
definitely.
There's always something to see. Like, and I
Yeah.
feel like I miss it a lot of the times. Like, I'll work my day job and it'll be for however many hours, and I'm like, I'll come back and I'm like, oh, damn, there's another tournament going on.
Yeah.
Like, I felt like I missed out on this. Like, I didn't even know it was happening a lot of the times, and I usually have to tell Rascal, hey, can you just let me know when anything's happening? Because like I don't know when things are going on a lot of times, and I'm like, wait, that's today? That started today? I learned like the major, like that match that was happening between G2 and the Chinese team was happening today. I didn't even know that tournament was happening at all. I had no idea.
For context, real quick before this, we were talking about I was like, when was the major coming up? And we were like, it's going on. There's games going on. And I have no clue because I work and I do other at school.
The main major isn't going on.
I know, but like the tournament's going up to. I've seen a little bit, but like I haven't. Yeah. And I mean, that's just like with Counter-Strike, there's always something going on. I definitely agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's. I was actually talking to somebody about it today. It's more like with the soccer team, you have to have downtime. You play a game, then you have to wait at least 3 days before you play again because you're tired and you have to recharge. But with esports, there's 2-3 games a day. Some weeks you'll have 20 games in a week, and it's like, wow, that's happening. Everything's happening. You don't have to wait for another week for your team to play, then wait another week for your team to play, and then have your camera completely destroy itself. And then
You don't have to wait around for that. We know that's gonna happen.
That's inevitable. That's actually gonna happen. Are you taking?
What's up?
Never mind. Keep going.
Oh no, I'm good. I'm done.
Yeah, so I mean, I think Glavowski was kind of like got any there, but I agree. There's a lot of games going on, and like I look at HLTV makes it very easy to watch Counter-Strike. That is a blessing in disguise because like when playoffs were going on, I was like, okay, I don't know where to watch the Switch link. Usually you go to match page on the CA and you have to like scroll through, but like this is so quick and easy. Like right now tonight, there's some premier matches. I'm probably gonna watch them all because they all have links like attached to them. Like it's just fun like that. So I'm really blessed that we have that in Counter-Strike.
It's a blessing having the ability to put your link on any of those.
Yeah, it must be nice, right? Must be nice, Avery.
It's great. It's great, Chris.
True, I just know people, so I just get it put on there.
Yeah,
myself, I know people at least.
Must be nice. Woo!
Yeah, it's great, Chris.
I think
it's great, Chris.
I don't think I've ever had. I've streamed games that were on HLTV. I think Pride last season or 2 seasons ago, I was on there, but like it wasn't my own stream. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I do have a question though from the chat. It's from Pluto.
Okay.
Levitate Pluto for context. He's asking a very one-sided question here. Can you ask Avery how he feels about being in an official Fragadelphia movie? I think we were all in it. I'm pretty sure Glavowski was in it at some point.
He was.
Yeah, so I think all three of us. I was in the background next to you holding your sign. I was like the good thing, the point where they got the video was pretty good though, because like most of the time I'd look at you and be like, oh my god, what's this kid doing? That was like half my reaction whenever you do that. I was like, I don't know this guy. I don't know this man.
My favorite clip was me holding up the sign and going, whoa!
Screaming your face off. Yeah.
We won one round and I threw up a sign and went crazy. It was awesome.
Yeah, you guys were hype. You guys were really fun to be like right next to for the entirety of the tournament.
It's always anybody near me is hype.
Yeah, so I like that. The only hype that we really got to have was a lot of people would come over to our table and check out what we were doing a lot. And I think it was just because like we had a good amount of our players that had never been to LAN before, but like people knew who they were.
Yeah.
They wanted to see them in the environment. So that did happen a lot. There was a lot of socializing that got to happen.
It's like having Drew and Pluto on your team. Everyone wants to talk to him. Everyone wants to talk to Drew and Pluto
Oh
for
my
some
god,
reason. I don't know why.
I can't tell you how many people came up to me looking for Rascal.
Oh, for Rascal?
I can't tell you how many people came to our table looking for Taylor. It was mind boggling to me. I was like, Taylor's way more popular than he thinks he is.
Oh.
Even than he thinks he is.
Yeah, I remember like talking with Taylor, I think it was like 3 days ago or something, and he talked about how he like does like marine handbooks or something when he talks to his team. I found that very interesting. I don't know if that's just
He
one
does what?
he has. So
It-
he's ex-military.
yeah.
Is he ex-military or is he current
Yeah.
military?
Current. He is current
Current
military.
military. Yeah. I know you probably know more about the Lavosky than I do. Like,
I've only learned about it recently. Yeah, he does kind of like implement military tactics into his stuff. Like, and it's like not a secret, so I can say that.
yeah,
But
no,
like,
he shared it
like,
in the past. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So that I won't get into like all of his like coaching strats, obviously that he likes to share.
Okay.
But
Quick question: does he like run strats like
No,
he goes through in the military?
I feel like I sure hope not, because I don't think you can just throw smokes and throw Molotovs like you can in the military.
I just want to hear a real answer out of
All
it.
right, guys. We don't do lineups. We just like throw on the spot, and then I feel
yeah,
like
I think he
Well.
mostly uses military tactics to frame
Mm-hmm.
how he wants to convey the information to the players. So he's basically taking what he's familiar with and then applying it to the
To
coaching
real life.
position.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that makes more
and then
sense.
putting it in a real life scenario. Because if you think about it, Counter Strike is a military simulator for all intents and purposes.
In a sense, yeah,
Oversimplified,
yeah,
oversimplified, yes, but
Yeah.
it's a military simulator.
yeah.
I found that while we were talking there, I had the idea of like him bringing CS:GO knowledge into the military would be just so odd. He's like, "All right, guys, we're playing on this map." Like you like, I don't know, like if you're in like a real life situation. All right, man, you know the smoke, right? You got to jump throw this one, or like some I don't know, just have like CS:GO concepts in my head that you use in the military. I cannot see
Yeah,
that
applying
happening.
like gameplay mechanics to like real life scenarios.
Like instead of like normally just throwing a
Strafe the
frag
corner,
grenade,
strafe the corner,
you like
strafe the
jump
corner,
and
strafe
throw
the
it
corner.
or something.
Yeah, which would well, I mean, the funny part is I feel like the military would
Jumping.
probably get a kick out of that because I'm pretty sure most of them play that Call of Duty and any other like shooter they can get their hands on just out of pure entertainment.
Yeah.
You know,
And I think they all have like teams. Like I know the Navy has
Yes,
team.
that's
Yes.
another thing I was talking about today. Yeah, every single branch has a team. It depends on which esport the team's in, but some of them have multiple esports. Like the Navy, they were at Philadelphia. They have a CS:GO team. While they got first rounded, they still showed up.
They still showed up.
And that's great.
they were loud and
Um,
they were excited, and that's important.
they got excited. They were having a great time. I think they also got first rounded in day 2 tournament.
Unlucky.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
they
didn't have a good
went
time.
0-3.
Yeah, I think they
Oh
did.
man.
Yeah. So, but yeah, all the branches have that, and it's a recruiting tactic as well as, um, lets them have a life of their own. It lets them have a second output. You know. Um, I'm only saying this because I've looked into it. Not to like do it myself, but like because I've worked with so many people in esports that are in the military. Like Woohoo, he's in the military.
Hmm.
Um, I've also worked with many back end people, like managers that were in the military, and it's an interesting thing to think about. You know, they've really done a lot with it, and it's interesting to see how they're implementing it into their structure.
Hmm. Yeah. One thing I think that the Army has got involved with, or the Air Force, I don't know if it's the Army or Air Force, they do like ESCA events. Like they will run, I think,
Yeah.
Wingman Wednesdays or something like that. I
Mhm.
don't know which. They did it in the past month here. I think they did it in September.
They do it pretty much every month. Yeah.
Yeah, and I thought it was very interesting that like they will do events too. Like I mean, I guess the money they put out to these events is so minor. To, like if they get one person to join the Army, I bet you like the numbers there, like I don't know.
Think about military spending real quick.
I mean, if you're jumping in as a whatever the starting base of is the military,
All they have to do is convince one
You
person to join the military every month.
you can be honest, man. They don't care about money. They're blowing that. Like,
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
don't care about this.
Yeah.
They
The
blowing that
only
money.
thing that they need is one person to join the military every single month, based off of like seeing it off of VSEA, and that'll change their entire budget. That makes every single thing that they spent on that worth it. Because if you think about it, it's kind of cheap to run this rather than an ad campaign.
Yeah. And I think they
I mean, what is it? 2,500?
Yeah, for that. Wait a minute, but I think they sponsor ESL also because I remember seeing their ads
Do they?
on the mainstream. Yeah, because they're said they're sponsored by U.S. Air Force, which I find interesting. I don't know if ESL is a American,
Oh, they don't even do money. They do skins.
yeah, for those events. But I think I think they also sponsor ESL because I've seen United States Air Force ads. I think it's one of their. If you look at the major or something.
Oh yeah.
You've seen,
I've-
you know what I'm
I've seen-
talking
I know what
about.
you're talking about. Yeah.
Like, that's just kind of wild to me. That I mean, it's mainly international audience.
Same concept.
I mean, the American audience is so small. I mean, in comparison to like all those people, I think it's smaller than it would be EU people watching.
I think it's funny because 60% of the people I meet that are like esports viewers are from somewhere in America.
It's because you're American.
No. I work with a lot of like out of the country tournaments, and I talk with a lot of them, and I'm involved with a lot of them, not like directly, but like I have genuine conversations with them. I was talking to someone literally 2 days ago, to Gabe. He's working with Sinners
Yep.
and
Dougie.
Koi,
Yep.
all of them they're way out there, and they're working with these European organizations, and I've been in their chats, I've been in their everything, and they've got a lot of American viewers. They've got a lot of the US is really kicking in the viewership department.
I didn't know about that because when I think about it, I think of like you have it on basis of how many people are actively playing in events, and like that's how I see it. But I mean that's better news than what I've heard in the past. But yeah, don't spoil what org Koi's joining if you know Avery. Let's try not to see it on stream because I think I had to delete a VOD in the past because someone spoiled it.
I'll say I noticed this though when it comes to overall viewership, especially in Counter-Strike. When say an Asian team is playing in one of the majors, that viewership spikes obviously because Asia wants to be able to support whomever that Asian team is. The same thing happens with Brazil. Brazil really shows up for each other. They really support each other.
Okay.
But when NA shows up, we show up in droves, but it is not to support. It's not.
Okay, but Brazil has a weird cult following with every sport they're a part of.
I like it though. I like that they support who like no matter what. Like as long as you are from Brazil, you have the support
Like
of
the
all of Brazil.
soccer team,
Straight up.
they haven't done anything incredible in eons. It's been a long time.
Brazil,
But you hear about them all the time, don't you?
I
Hear about them a lot.
You hear about them all the time.
they're
don't you?
always like top 4, right?
in big football games. Yeah, you hear
That's
about
because of their supporters.
No, but
They are cult following.
I mean, if you
It's
play
weird. No,
they were a
France, Italy, England, Germany, tons more. Brazil, like Brazil's up in like the top 16, but it's not like they're a consistent winner.
I don't know about that. I don't know if because I'm
I
pretty
know
sure
about that.
I'm pretty sure Brazil. If you look,
For the sake of this, I'll trust your word for now, but I am gonna fact check.
I will. I'm a fact check. I was about to. I mean, I wasn't going to because they were in the finals when they played against Germany when they got like 7-0 or something. Like they got killed, and that was in the finals of like 2000.
The most recent thing
16?
they did was win
Won.
the Copa America
So they won the biggest event in America, in the Americas.
in 2019.
Yeah.
And then the most recent World Cup is 2002.
How did they do? Well, that hasn't happened yet. How did they do? And yeah, they haven't done it yet. What about the Olympics? How do they do in the Olympics? I never really tracked that. But it's not like pro. It's not like pro as it is like
They didn't
World
do
Cup
well.
is. But that's not the top athletes, I assume, right? You don't have like, who are the top soccer players?
I mean, you got like Neymar. who's
Neymar, I
from-
remember. Like that's the only one.
Yeah.
And then there's also one other guy.
There's so much. The thing about Brazil is there's so much history, but they're not showing up for
Avery.
events. They're not showing up.
I
I know what I'm talking about.
I think-
I did this. I almost went in for a living.
You know who
I
that
know.
reminds me of though? It reminds me of Atlanta with absolutely every sport.
Okay, no, Atlanta won the first season they were in, and then they sold everyone. I don't understand why.
Oh, you guys are
I don't
both
know
from
what it is.
It makes me angry.
Yeah,
we
we're
did
both from
so
Atlanta.
well.
right.
We did
right.
so well. I was a season pass holder that year. I was really happy, and then we just sold everyone, and I stopped becoming a
Yeah.
season pass holder.
Atlanta's got
Yeah.
a good culture with soccer. Like they have a decent
we have a good
culture.
culture with everything for some reason.
But
Yeah,
like
with
the
pretty much
Falcons haven't done
every-
anything in ever.
The Braves are
the
pretty
Braves,
big.
the Braves are our only.
Braves
our
are
only
popping
hope.
this year.
The
Braves-
Braves are our only hope.
Like I have a
I'm
friend.
gonna go, don't hope, because if you hope, they're gonna fall short of the majors. Like, don't do that. Don't hope anything. Just say they're killing it and keep moving. We're not gonna talk about the Braves because I don't know what it is about Atlanta people, but we jinx our teams. The moment that they get where they're going and they start,
The Super Bowl.
acting out. Yeah, we get to the Super Bowl, we get to the NBA Finals, or we get somewhere. Like if we
to the
get
Super
anywhere,
Bowl, we're
we
killing
can't
them at halftime. We'd lose.
we sit there in silence. No one say anything for the entirety of the Super Bowl. If we ever get back to that, if we
ever
make it this
get
year,
back to that.
don't fucking say anything. Just sit there. Nobody say anything until we win.
Yeah, that I remember watching that Super Bowl and I was like, yeah, let's go Falcons. So they can finally beat the. And then like the third quarter, fourth quarter, I'm gonna make you guys cry. I was gonna say I have a friend who grew up in Southern Virginia, like outside of Richmond, and he is a huge fan of the Braves. Like the Southern presence of the Braves is humongous. I honestly didn't see that because there's no team in Carolinas. There's no team in
There's no Southern
Tennessee.
team.
That's crazy to
There's
me.
no Southern teams. Yeah.
Yeah, we're the only Southern team that actually performs. in the
Yeah.
state.
Well, I mean, there's what are the other teams? There's teams in Florida. There's like
Miami.
3 teams
Yeah.
in Florida, 2 teams in
Yeah.
Florida. Right.
But like
Tampa
we're,
Bay,
we're the only
Miami.
I don't consider Florida the South. I consider it its own entity. It's Florida. So we're the only real team in the South,
Yeah.
Florida only has like 1-2 good teams, and then like their colleges are great. Their colleges are phenomenal in every sport they do.
Mhm.
But then
Then you compare them to
yeah,
our
but then you get
colleges,
the
they're still
professional
not-
sports, and it's like
Yeah.
I mean,
know?
even comparing them to our colleges, though, they're still not
yeah.
great.
But I mean that's because we have UGA
Comparatively.
and we have Georgia Tech and we have
Georgia
Yeah.
State now. We have
they
Georgia
came out of
Southern.
nowhere.
Like, yeah.
What happened with
Yeah, we got
Georgia
good-
State?
we got good people.
Georgia State almost destroyed, or they did kill someone. They almost destroyed another team, and they're killing it.
They just recently came up when it came to their traditional sports. Like they increased their overall spending in traditional sports and in their sports program in general. And now they're becoming a contender. I mean, the other colleges have had a pretty significant amount of time to build that relevance around.
If you
their
think
program.
about the difference between them and UGA,
Yeah.
Okay,
it's
but
years, it's like decades, even I would dare say. So
I should say, this is an esports podcast.
No, I don't care. I whatever it comes down to. I think
Okay.
sports has a lot to do with a lot. I mean, I assume all of our basis comes from watching general sports as a child, as a kid. I know Avery mentions soccer a lot, but did you watch sports growing up too, Lebowski, or is
sport I could.
Sorry, say that again.
I participated. I played every single sport I could.
We all come from that competitive base. That's what also puts us in this
I think
position.
I think that's what drives a lot of people at our level. It's passion. We did this, and we want to be a part of something. We want to be a part of it. We want
Think
to
about it.
change.
We all grew up, playing video games, and those video games oftentimes were pretty competitive with, the person sitting on the couch right next to you, because 2-player games became really prevalent around the time we were coming of age.
Yeah.
Yep.
And now we learn, after we had been, in the traditional sports cycle, then we learn, oh, okay, well, we can compete in competitive video games. Now we can meld these two hobbies and these two passions that we have into one entity. Except now we could be business owners for that. Like
Yeah.
Now we
that's a
can make a
driving
living
force.
with it. Now we can
That's a
really do it.
driving force for like pretty much every esports owner I know. If you look at anyone, I doubt there's a single esports organization
Oh my
owner
god.
that can tell you they've never like been involved with traditional sports at all. They just played video games all the way up until the point
I've bet a
video
few.
games played like became competitive. So
I think I don't know.
I've met a few. Yeah, I've met a few that never wanted to touch a traditional sport, and then they were like,
didn't watch it either.
Yeah,
Watch
they
it?
didn't watch it either. They were always just interested in sport and like video games and like what that brought you.
I don't know. From my experience, I haven't had that. I think everybody I know who plays video games comes from sports. Like that's just me. Like we all play as kids. Like we all did our own sports as kids. Lebowski said it. I say it, and then Avery also. He literally.
Yeah, I was there. Yeah, we don't have to talk about it. My shoulder's gone.
Yeah, his shoulder's gone. We get it. He's broken. He's 18 years old.
I'm over. I'm 18 and still completely done. My life's ruined. My career's over. I can't do anything with the rest of my life because I dedicated my life to soccer. Yeah, I get it. Okay.
Are we talking about injuries? Jeez.
He's talking about his injury, I think. Yeah.
You ever had a near-death experience injury?
Oh, what is this turning into? Okay, you guys are freaking.
We're finna just go way out of.
I don't care. I don't care.
I'll give you this story. Okay, so first of all, just give you a bit of background. First of all, the sport that I played the longest was competitive cheerleading. That was
okay.
what I did. So I did that for 10 years, give or take, from 8 years old to 18. So tumbling was a part of those things, doing the flips,
round
off, handsprings,
used to do
like backflip, all that, right? Yeah, I did gymnastics essentially. I was practicing on one of the trampolines by myself. I was trying to do something called a double full, which is basically 2 twists into landing. However, trying to land, I buckled and ran my face straight into my knee. It shot my 2 front teeth back into my gums, caused internal bleeding in my skull. And I had to be rushed to the ER.
Holy shit! That's crazy.
I didn't almost die, but my shoulder's gone for my life. I was a goalie.
By the way, I was 12 when that happened, so I still cheered 6 years after.
I was like, dang. I wonder what age that happened. I was like, well, you were 18 when I stopped, but no, you're like, now 12 years old. I almost died, but I'm still gonna keep doing this.
I'm still
like, let's try that again. Yeah. This time not bust my entire
this time not
face
die. I went for an overhand save, and the ball hit my hand, and my hand hit the ground for the rest of my body, and my.
You looked like a robot, and it actually freaked me out. Yeah. You were like going like this. I was like,
the more he moves in it, the more he looks like the missing number from Pokemon. I swear to God. the more you do it.
It hit the ground. I hit the ground. My shoulder popped out of its socket. Went down 8 ribs. This entire muscle group got torn in half. I put 13 holes in my labrum. I broke a few. It wasn't fun. I put it back in myself wrong.
Wait, how did you do this in the first place? What did you do?
Right. I just said I'm a goalie. I was going for a save, and it was an overhand save because about above here on your chest, you're supposed to go overhand. And it hit my wrist instead of like my hand, and it forced my hand down faster than my body. My hand hit. It like jumped out, like when my body hit the ground.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys.
Real right there.
I made the save.
Hey, that's all that matters.
Those are both crazy injuries. Both you guys are like,
who needs shoulders when you can make the save, bro?
Yeah.
Just throw your body with your feet.
He's got a point.
Oh man.
It's funny though. When I played soccer, I was a goalie as well. So
goalie's best position.
Only
goats play goalie.
It's weird, right? Because I was good at striker, they thought I would make a good goalie because I knew how strikers moved. So like I knew what they wanted to go for before they did
You
it.
had
So.
like their mental. You're like, I learned this information. How you think? I know what I'm
Yeah,
gonna do
I know
because
it.
of that.
I know exactly what you're going for. I know what you ate for breakfast, bro. Like you can't. You can't.
You ate your Wheaties for breakfast, didn't you?
Like,
Yeah.
I know what you're doing, man. Like you can't get past. Yeah, I had one season where the only game that I got scored on was the game that we lost, and so we only lost one game that season.
Hey yo,
That's
that's
some-
what's up.
And it was in playoffs, so like
Oh,
I didn't mind it. We got second in playoffs for our region that we were playing in, or county. No, it was region. Yeah.
I started playing soccer super late. I started at like 10 or 11.
hmm.
And, because before that I did like go-karting and all the fun stuff.
I think I did 7 and 9. That was when I did soccer.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So I started super late, and then my first rec season I was a goalie, and we went undefeated, unscored, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go play competitively, like yeah. So that's how quickly I got back into competitive soccer.
Gotcha. I think I had a concussion injury when I was in middle school from playing football. Pretty basic concussion thing. I mean, a little story about that. So we were just tackling and doing practice tackling. I was a center and I was a tackle for my team. Like I was a lineman, and we were doing Oklahoma drills. Actually, happened to be the same day when Roger Goodell, the commissioner of the NFL, came down to visit our school for heads up tackling, how to prevent those injuries. And so I ended up getting a concussion on the day he came, and I couldn't meet him because of that, which is so ironic. Um, and
Super unfortunate, 'cause now you just get to be like, bro, where were you? Where were you when I needed you the most? Like,
he was right there. He didn't do anything.
man was the avatar when you needed him most. That man vanished. That's
He just appeared.
unfortunate.
He's the one that, yeah, I don't know. I just found it interesting. And then that kind of like, my second year of middle school, which was my last year of middle school, because we have 2 years of middle schools where I live. And that's when I stopped doing football, and I just went to like, I went to bowling in high school, took that very competitively. I wasn't very good, but I'd hype the shit out of our
Bowling?
team. Bowling.
Yeah?
League bowling.
Yeah,
Dude,
okay.
my team was
Yeah.
hype. We'd like,
Yeah, bowling's hype. Bowling's
oh
bowling's
man.
what's up.
Like, I have memories of like kicking some kid's ass multiple times. That was so fun.
Is there a hint of sarcasm in that?
No, bowling was intense
bowling's
for me.
what's up.
Like
I
there's
just want
bowling's
to
what's
for me.
up.
Bowling.
Like I have my hype sport that's like nobody really thinks it's hype, but like I think it's freaking hype.
What?
Volleyball, man.
Volleyball's sick, man.
Volleyball,
Oh, man.
And I've always wanted to play like tennis. That would be sick, bro. But they're
Volleyball.
nuts. They have so much sprint speed. It's nuts.
Yeah.
I could do that
Genuinely.
one. I could do tennis. That would.
I can't either. I'm too slow.
I would.
I'm a goalie for
The
a reason.
agility in that has got to be wild.
Tennis was the one sport I did not get to do, but really, really wanted to.
Oh,
I
man.
did
It's
volleyball. I never did golf. I never touched golf.
those
Never
are
touched
older
golf.
men's sports too. You can always do it when you're older.
I know.
Golf is actually what we're supposed to go into once we make it. So we got to make it in this esports industry first.
Yeah.
Then we can pull a Nate shot, start getting into golf.
Yeah?
And,
Yeah, you and I both gonna like have
Yeah.
org tournaments
Yeah,
of
exactly.
like
Or
golf. Yeah.
golf courses, man. Just run that.
I'll stick to my
That's what we
bowling
gotta do.
alleys.
Are we gonna have our own? Are we gonna have our own golf courses? Like,
Absolutely.
yo.
Okay, you guys are thinking way too ahead. Let's get out of
No,
advance
I'm
for
thinking
boys. Let's
far
get out of
out.
advance
Yeah,
first.
Come back to this shit.
Let's get into like Premiere, and then maybe we can start thinking about it.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
But yeah, how would this we'll go right back to esports real quick. Like how would the results like? How was your playoff experience in advance? I didn't get to see it. My team went 8-6, and we barely missed out on playoffs by like we were off by I think 2 games or 1 game, so we didn't make playoffs.
I don't know what happened, Avery. We were supposed to meet in freaking semis, or we fought synthetic. What happened, man?
We almost beat Godsent, and then we choked, and the team fell apart, and we stopped being a team.
You almost beat Godson on 1 map. I want to make sure that's clear. You almost beat him on 1 map.
No. We almost beat Godsent on 1 map, and then we. Hot take. We probably could have taken him on map 3, especially if we got our full 5. We were playing with a coach.
Right, you were playing with your coach too. Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
that.
We were playing
I
with
remember
a
that.
coach.
Yeah, it kind of sucked.
You know, if we had our full 5, we had it. And taking out Godsent and moving through playoff, that's big.
Yeah, that would have been
That's
nuts.
huge.
Especially now knowing that Godsend was capable of taking down Team Liquid. So like that would have been that
Yeah,
would have
that's
been
crazy
like
to think
a
of.
big
But
accolade to have on your chest
I
right there.
I am somewhat happy with how it turned out. You know, we got Tatum out of playoffs.
Right, I saw that announcement
We
today.
yeah, we dropped Drew and we now have Tatum.
Well, I
That's
think
now
Drew left.
live
I think
in
Drew
the
left.
public. Yeah,
If
but
he doesn't win, he moves teams. That's what happens with Drew.
It's important.
you're not wrong.
That's important actually. Like whether they leave or whether you have to drop them, like that's an
Yeah.
important distinction. I
Yeah,
think.
you know, it was. I want to say it was mutual, but no. I say that for a reason. It
No,
was
you
a,
actually, you're right.
there was a
No,
lot of like
you are right. You're right.
personality.
Avery,
There
are
was a
you
lot of
the
personality to it.
Avery? Are you the we broke up kind of boyfriend? Not like
We
she
broke up.
with, not like she. You don't want to say she broke up with me. You the we broke up kind of guy. Yeah.
I can see that. I can see that, Avery.
Oh no. The thing is with Drew, it was like we had a good relationship, but we would have held on to him. It was just there was so much turmoil, and there was a lot of backfighting, and no one could see it, but there was definitely just it wasn't working, and you've got to find someone that leaves or someone that makes the difference, right? And so far, this seems like the decent move. There were some other ways this could have gone. There were some other ways that I thought it could have gone, but you know, I'm happy with how it turned out, and I would have preferred to at least make it into the what's it called?
Relegation?
Relegation tournament. I was thinking demotion tournament, and I was like, no, that's not right.
That's not too nice.
Promotion.
Yeah, that's a little mean.
The other way around completely. Promotion.
Yeah, no, I would have liked to make it at least to that, preferably qualify, but whatever. But that didn't happen this season. You know, we've got a lot more planned for the upcoming seasons. Got a lot more on our radar rather than just advanced in Premiere, I should say.
Oh, you pick up Bad News Bears.
Take
Wow.
take that as you will.
Wait, I'm so confused. Wait, say that again.
We've got our sights. We've got our focus farther than just advanced in Premiere.
Okay.
Y'all are really churning over here.
I mean, there are like 3 NA teams that don't have orgs in the top
You're
level.
really putting this through your head. Yeah, so don't worry about it yet.
Okay, if you make it happen,
wait.
I'd be happy.
Just wait.
I don't know. All I know is that I'm sticking in advance for a while. I gotta get my boys to get.
Okay, you've enjoyed your advanced bubble. You know, we already had this conversation. You've enjoyed your little bubble there. You've had some good time there. You never really had to, you know, put a lot out there for it. And I think you're vibing with it.
I like it.
I don't. Think
I like it. It's
I don't
where
think
I
you're
get
at the level to like go to Premiere, like financially and like.
Wait. Hold on. Wait. What are you saying here?
I'm
wait.
I'm not like saying anything bad.
I think he said you broke. I think I heard him say that just now.
I'm not saying anything bad.
All right, you know that's fair, Avery. That's fair, Avery. That's
heard him.
Thanks, dude.
Heard him.
Okay.
No. If you wanted to, you could take it there, but you're just the resources that you have and the resources
you don't know anything. What? I'm so
with
confused.
Rank X,
what?
You're expending yourself too far to push another Premiere project.
Oh no, yeah, our goal is our focus is on development, like grassroots.
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay,
I'm not saying
It sounds
bad.
like you're saying we're poor. I was like, man, I'm working like 3 or 4 jobs.
Yeah, no, your funding's just going to other places. Yeah, I'm not saying
okay. Yeah, the team.
Yeah.
CarbonX is events. Like that's what we do is mainly events. The team is like a side project. It's like a fun thing almost for us. Okay, that makes more sense. That clarification was helpful because I was like, no shot Avery's dissing you right now. There's no
I'm not
shot.
saying you're dog shit, man. No, I'm just
not my words. I didn't say dog shit. Just kidding. All right, yeah, so
No,
Lebowski.
I'm just saying your sights are set on different things.
I just want. I felt good to be the instigator. You know. I was like, all right, let him go at
Let's see how this one turns out.
And I think, well, we know, Lebowski, you guys have a chance of making Premier. You guys are not buying your way into EPL, basically, so it must be good to... So, like, how is...
I like it.
Oh, it's sad that you think that low of me. You think
That
I'm gonna
low?
Buy my way? You think I'm gonna buy my way in? I'm gonna
They're
build
gonna be
my
like,
way
yo, Levitate? They're reaching out to
in. I'm
us?
building my way in.
Yeah, we're gonna play for
Yes.
free. No,
Yeah.
no, that does not happen at that level. Good try, Avery. Good try.
No. We've got some.
Somebody needs to call out Avery. How much longer will it take until you find out this news?
Don't worry. I'll get Avery.
You'll
Don't
get
worry.
Avery. Okay.
We'll see.
We'll
All
see.
right.
So that could be like 3 years from now, and Avery's like, yeah, we'll see.
It won't be 3 years.
We'll give you this time frame then. He doesn't
Super
know.
secret sauce?
I'd say
Super secret sauce?
the super secret sauce. I would
Yeah.
say expect it in the coming months, but don't expect major until the next year and a half.
Mm.
Oh wow, I can't wait. I'm gonna put that in my calendar.
Shut up. This is why everyone doesn't appreciate you,
I'm not
Chris.
gonna lie to you. You made it sound like a wedding date. Like you need to put that on the. Like we got to set the date for that. Are you sending out invitations?
I'm down to come to the party. I want to come to the bachelor party for your announcement of the CS:GO team in EPL.
It's gonna be really
I
funny
just
when
wanna
you
eat all
eat
your food
your
at the
No,
end.
words.
if you do it, I mean, if you do it, Avery, that's awesome. No matter what, I'm just saying, like, you're making it sound like it just sounds too good to be true right now. Like from my experience and knowing, I know, and Drew's told me the Levitate put a lot of stuff into Levitate, whatever. But nobody here is a billionaire. We,
You sure about that?
homie. Okay, maybe you're.
I'm not the billionaire here.
Okay, Warren Buffett, please don't back up Avery. He's not a good. Pick me, man. Warren Buffett, pick me.
No, I am by far the best choice out of the two of us. What do you mean?
Okay. Damn, that's
The guy-
JMU Esports.
You
You
mean
can't
the
even
guy
get
in
it.
the
You can't even get it out of a club.
I mean, y'all both in the college dorm room right now. I don't think either.
No,
No,
he's
I'm
not. That's his
flat room.
home. That's just how
I'm
awful it
18.
looks.
That's not your dorm room.
That's what I was
worse.
saying.
Yeah.
That's worse.
That's his home.
I thought that was a dorm room.
Yeah, I know. Avery went low there. He oh.
I did go pretty low. That's my bad. I'm sorry about
No,
that.
I was literally that happened in the last now like 28 hours, and
I
it was
know.
such a blow.
And that's nuts. That's nuts. And they're
It's
putting
because of-
fighting
it's
games
because-
and R6, right?
They have every RE sport besides CS:GO, basically. I just brought the example of R6 because it's very similar. It's just the names.
Yeah.
It's only the titling of
And-
like terrorists and counter-terrorists and playing a bomb instead of a
If we're
spike.
being honest, R6 is in a way worse place right now. Way worse.
No, I mean like, yeah, it is. I'm saying like for like, it's more of like federal like stuff. It's like Davenport has it because they're private. It's because they're involved with like, the federal government. They can't really have terrorists and counter-terrorists. So I understand. And from my knowledge, and from what I've learned today in the last like 4 hours, that the people that bring us the varsity stuff for the other esports, they're gonna help us make our own club. So they're gonna at least help us get us on track, which was very helpful. They just can't like represent it as a university varsity sport, which is the most annoying thing. I think that's very messed up in the way.
That's stupid.
I think it's messed up in the way that we thought going into that it would be, and it was like that from the very start. And then they met. I don't want to go, but their explanation was they talked to majority of other federally funded colleges, and they were like, "Yeah, we don't do it. You shouldn't either." Basically, like that's so frustrating. And I know schools that are federally funded, like Edinburgh University, they have a CS:GO team.
I feel like they should talk to the schools that are federally funded and
That do have it.
are in sports, and then ask them, how are they making it work? Because if it's something that they can potentially, offer to their student body, that it only adds a bit of flair to the college experience.
And they're only
It adds flair. It adds scholarships. It adds scholarship money. It adds outside like for the school money. Just
Yeah.
having more ability for people to come in and more ability for people that may not have the money to get the scholarship to come in to make it happen. You know,
CSL
I feel
admin
like that's just what's up.
CSL admin Kraz here would love to see Varsity Jamie. I appreciate that, but again, it's only CS:GO. It's not like the other esports. It's only CS:GO,
Yeah,
which is
kind
I
of
almost find it like excluding. Like I almost feel like that way. I understand like gaming is a choice. Like you choose what game you play, but a lot of these guys, like Valorant's very similar to CS:GO, but like you can't like it's not. I can't go. I can't. I don't know how
It's
to
not
talk about
Valorant.
this. It's too early for me to
Yeah.
actually have a discussion on this because I still don't even know what's going on.
You probably just need to reframe it. That's all
Yeah.
that needs to happen. Like it's one of those things that has to be framed and painted out for them to understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again,
I've
it's
seen colleges like that. It's just how they are. It's a lot of red tape in the collegiate scene still.
yeah. There was a guy who reached out in my DMs today. He's been fighting this fight for CS:GO into varsity for like all these federally funded colleges for like a year or 2 years now. I was like, I only have like I only have like 7 months of my school, and then I'm out. It's like I don't have the time that he has. If I can build a club team and get that rolling for next year's people, that would be my contribution. And
Yeah.
that's basically all my clubs I'm involved with. I have to like make sure I carry the torch. Like that's all I have to do, which is an awful way of doing because I can't really experience the club as it's intended.
You have to carry the torch and you have to leave it in a place in your head to where it's like, I'm not gonna be a part of this. I am laying the foundation, but this is for other people. This isn't
Exactly.
even for me. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll be excited to leave university knowing that I helped do something. And I mean, yeah, I don't know. But right now, I pay for servers. Basically, CarbonX funds our CS:GO side. I put that under CarbonX fund of CarbonX.
Did you actually?
I do because it's under like we actually use CarbonX servers whenever we play like scrims and stuff. Because I don't know how to change the labeling. I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to go into the server and do it. If a club allows you, you can coach while still not in college. Yeah, I mean, again, I wouldn't be more useful as a coach. I'd probably do casting. I mean, that's what I'm into, and I think that's what I would do. Because that was my original idea. Was like if we had good players, I'm just gonna get cast a team, give them good stream quality. That would be my ideal job.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Broadcasting is certainly one of those things that's necessary from an education's perspective to teach to other people. So like they definitely need a broadcasting program if they can put something like that together.
Yeah, I would love. I think that's one thing I would love to do is like. I don't know. I'm not. I don't know. Cause I'm not a very good like in overall things. I'm a very like tier 3 caster. Like I belong in advanced. Like I belong in like not Premier, not yet, or not EPL yet. Like that's.
I think you're just comfortable at advanced. Not
I'm
necessarily
comfortable,
where you
yeah.
belong,
And I've
quote
been
unquote.
doing. I've been able to reach out. I did like a small gig with another like a collegiate league, and they have like really good casters in there. And I'm just like the one guy who knows CS:GO really well, and so they have me doing it too. And it's just like, oh my god, like these guys are on a different level than I am. Like these guys do like 20 games, like they did like not 20, but they did like 5 different games. They know how to do them all. I only know CS. Like that's what I'll focus in because that's all I care about. Like I don't play other games. I play CS or I play my single player world domination games that I love. Like that's all I'll do.
It's funny that you think that they play the games.
I don't think they. I mean,
They do not. Most host people that cast multiple different games, they do not play those games.
Yeah. They just
They
somewhat
learn about it at
understand
a rudimentary level, and then they color commentate, and they set
They
up the
understand it to the
conversation
point that
and
they don't
create a
sound
story.
stupid.
Exactly. They're just here to create a storyline about the players and about the game. They
It's
do
like I
not
was
have to know how to play
listening
that
to
game
his
at a competitive level.
I was listening to that G2 Lin Vision game that earlier, right? And one of the casters like analyzed the play. And like I'm not talking like we're going to take it over to this guy for an analysis. No. He like read the entire team and named like after strats like that. And I was like this guy understands,
yeah.
right? But that's like one of the 4 cases that I've ever heard someone actually understand the game.
What's interesting about that is with the ESL stuff, there's a lot of North American analysts. Like, I look at like how many analysts they have with ESL. There's a lot of like guys that are just from North America. I mean, we have our hosts.
Yeah.
We have Stun on there. Like, that is a Cloud9 guy, OG. And then we have Vu, I think, was part of the crew. Wolfie was also part of the crew.
Yep.
Those are North American guys who are in the top level as analysts. Like, they're not like, they have the British guys as casters and commentators and stuff, and then they have like the guys that know what they're doing as like the analyst, which is
I got a question.
Yeah.
And I want to flip the script on you real quick.
Oh no.
How many games of Counter Strike do you think you've played? Like, how many hours you think?
Well, I know I have at least 2,000.
Okay, Avery, how about you?
Oh.
Let me double check.
Have you played? Just like rough estimate. You don't have to check me. You don't have to give me like an exact amount.
I'd say I've played about 500 hours and I've studied the game.
Okay. How much do you think I have?
Based on how you're acting, I would say about 1,000. I would say about 1,000, maybe even less.
1,000? All right, Avery, what's your guess?
You just have a rudimentary understanding.
Avery is absolutely freaking correct. I've never played a single second of Counter Strike.
What? Hello?
Yeah.
Not a single.
He enjoys the game, and I figured it out the second he said, I can do something with this, because he said it in a way that I've never played this, but I understand where this can go, and I understand why this is good.
Yep. Never played a single, like, even like casual game of Counter-Strike.
He's watched it and he's figured it out, and he's watched his team, and he's probably sat on a practice. I mean, I don't know if he has, but
nope, never sat in on a practice either.
Whoa!
I should know on practices.
I did that in season 36. I want to do it again now in 39 because that brought me so much joy, was to watch him. But what the hell? You never played CS and you have a CS:GO team as your only esport right now besides your lifestyle and content creation
I've
side?
had 3 3 Counter-Strike teams before in total. But yes, I've never, in the 6 years that I've had Counter-Strike teams, ever played a game of Counter-Strike.
Kraslik, are you hearing this, by the way? Because this is wild. I mean, Kraslik comes from Eris, but we're like, he plays. He used to, I mean, at least he played open at least. Like, he said he has at least 4K hours himself, and he's part of it. I mentioned that, but like, what?
My room is sad.
Yeah,
Hey-ho.
I saw that
Smite
too.
might be the only game in existence. Smite might be the only game in existence where I've played just as many hours as professionals of that game.
Wow.
It might be the only one. League of Legends, I've never played a ranked game before.
It's kind of like me. I'm
Rocket
shit
League
at CS. I understand it. I understand
Rocket
it really
League,
well.
maybe an hour.
Really? That's it?
Yeah,
I've spent. I don't know
maybe
how
an
many
hour,
hours.
and I have that game on 2 systems. I have it on my PC and I have it on my PlayStation 4. I've played maybe an hour total.
I have 3,000. I have 2,000 hours on this account, and I have 3,000 on another. And then I had a console that I played for at least 2,000 hours on Rocket League. I was a Rocket League guy.
None of that. I just understand how the business side of most of the games work.
I mean, that's how a lot of these people are. And Chris, you're in disbelief, but I
they
figured it out
don't
the
play the
second you
games. They do not play the games. They study the games and they study the business side to understand the ecosystem, not
what's
the
good.
game
Why
itself.
is this good?
Exactly. Just give me the formula. I don't need like the tidbits.
I only play CS because I enjoy it. I think it's fun.
And you should.
Yeah,
you absolutely should. Like, if you
I
have a
don't
game,
I don't play
enjoy,
competitively or to like understand it more. That's for when I sit in on practices. That's for when I go into a replay and figure out why someone did something and why this was good, right? I play to have fun. I play to get 1 kill and have fun with my friends.
Yeah, I got 1 kill in Fortnite once, but like that's it. That's as much of Fortnite as I played. And
So what do you do? Do you have a real life? Is what you're trying to say?
No.
Oh no.
I just run this business and I work. That's it. I got a kid on the way now.
On the way. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Not here just yet.
I thought she was here. My bad.
No. Kid's on the way though.
Okay.
That's pretty cool.
Got to till March of next year.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, got time, but baby's cooking.
Baby in the oven.
Baby in the oven.
Baby's 100% in
Baby
that
in the
one.
oven.
Damn.
But no, I just kind of, I keep to myself a lot. I study, I talk to people, like I ask questions a whole lot. Like I understand through other people. Like Rascal pretty much explains everything that I need to know from a competitive level of why we're doing something when we're doing it. Um, if I have questions, obviously I'll just reach out to people usually. Like
Yeah.
that's how it goes for me.
Hmm.
But I don't play to understand. If I'm gonna play, I'm genuinely passionate about playing the game, and I want
Another thing
to
I
be the best at it. If I'm
I
playing,
want to say about Lavoski is, I mean, I was the manager of the Swan roster before it went under Detonate, right? And I've had phone calls with him, and he asked questions. He figured it out. He went, "Why is this? What is this? What happened? Why is this happening?" And that's a big part of like he there's a lot of people like that. You understand what's happening and you're trying to figure it out more, but you may not have ever played it. You may not have touched the game. You sure as hell understand it once you're in it, especially. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's people like that. Yeah.
that's also the identifying factor of a good manager or a not so good manager. Because some people are looking to screw teams over in a lot of cases, and I feel like that does
Hmm.
need to be talked about. But
Oh yeah.
there's a lot of tier 3, tier 2 organizations that are looking for a buck. They want to screw teams over, and they don't give two shits about what the game is and why people are playing it, or why they're passionate about it, why they're pursuing it at a competitive level, and what the competitive ecosystem is like.
Hmm.
And I feel like that's a red flag.
Yeah.
when they don't ask, when they don't ask those vetting questions, or they're
When
not
when you
curious,
don't figure out what you're getting into,
mm-mm,
you're just going for a
that,
buck.
And,
mm-mm.
and that's
They're definitely just there for $1.
I think my hardest thing about, like, I want to expand the other esports, but like I don't know other communities like I do CS. Like if I have a niche, I'm gonna stick with my niche until I find our interests. Like that's where I am right now. Like
So
I don't know.
my biggest advice for that, and I've told other aspiring owners this before, find someone that understands.
That's what yeah.
Find someone that you can talk to. You find an esport, you go, this is interesting. I'd love to learn it. I'd love to understand why this is happening. And I'd love to get into this esport.
Mhm.
Find a manager, ask him questions. And don't just say explain it to me. Ask him specific questions. Figure out what's happening. Figure out why this is happening. Figure out which tournaments are happening and when and why and where, right? It's like you have to you have to be the person that goes out and figures it out. You can't let someone else figure it out for you, or else you'll never find the questions that you have.
And I'll segue that into saying, the situations that organizations get in where they'll pick up the team, but they won't pick up the coach, or they won't pick up the manager that was on that was with that team
Yeah,
before.
Mm-hmm.
That is why those
that's a red
teams end
flag.
up failing.
Hmm.
That's why those teams end up failing, because they didn't pick up the manager who could have very easily explained
Put it
to them
together.
the ecosystem and how to actually reach the community. And the coach they didn't keep, even though, they definitely should have, obviously. They didn't keep them. So now the team's underperforming because that coach actually did play a pretty quintessential role in the team's overall performance. So
Hmm.
now team's fucked.
Yeah.
They don't have any support staff, they don't have any leverage to go off of. And that owner that picked them up but didn't bring the support staff with them, now they don't really understand how to even talk to them in a lot of
They
cases.
don't understand how to bring it back,
Yeah,
how to fix it, fix the situation that they caused.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be in a situation where I don't understand what is happening and why it's happening, and I want to be able to communicate with my players and level with them and help them understand my perspective as well as I understand their perspective, because that's necessary in order to build something that's foundationally strong,
Hmm.
in my opinion. So from an organization's perspective, to any owners, it doesn't matter who you are. I don't even care if you're watching this right now. Um, you have to understand the ecosystems that you're going into. You need to pick up the managers, you need to pick up the coach, you need to ask the questions that are relevant. And if you do not, it is you are just killing yourself. You're shooting yourself in the foot.
Another thing to say, Craze, about that is I understand some of those managers. Now, I was one of those managers that I got someone somewhere and then I stepped away. But that's because I connected the player with the organization. I made it so they understood each other. And I gave them the option for me to stay. But that wasn't the goal. The goal was for them to find their place. Um the what he's saying is the problem is some of these managers don't have the option to make that bridge, right? Like these organizations, they talk with the manager and then they get the team and then they just forget about the manager, right? And
Mhm.
like they never connected with the players. They never connected with the team. And that's the big problem. You can't go into something knowing that you're going to leave and screw the rest of everyone that is in there. That's what I'm taking from you.
Yeah.
I mean, it
I
was
mean, yeah, that's accurate. I mean, and I'll be honest, I actually wanted Avery to come on initially when we were talking about 34 months ago when the team still had Hayden Oxio. I wanted Avery to come too. But that wasn't, what his sights were set on. Obviously,
yeah,
he had his own thing going on at the time. He believed in that. And I was like, all right, cool. I mean, I ain't gonna press you about it. I didn't want to get into, like the nitty-gritty details, but like if he didn't want to come with the team at the time,
yeah,
that's fine with me.
yeah. I mean, the thing is, if you come onto it and your main goal is to find them a place, which my goal was to, their place wasn't with us, but I knew that they had a place. I knew it was a strong team, and it only wasn't with us because I had support for them, but some of the other people in the back end didn't, and that's fine. It's a organization wide choice. It's not just, hey, I want to keep these guys, let's keep paying them. It's more of, hey, we don't want them. That's all right. I'm going to take care of them. And once they're taken care of, I'm happy with leaving them because I know that they're in good hands.
Mhm.
I found them a good place because if we're being honest, Swan, he understands orgs, but he doesn't understand it to the point where like he could find his own way just yet. I had to help him through some contracts. I had to help him through finding these orgs, and I had to have him send it over to me so I could explain things. Because these players, they want a home. All want stability, but they all don't know how to get it. And if you go into the wrong place, you'll get screwed. You'll get destroyed. Everything will suck because you're not going to get any of the money you were promised. You're not going to get any of the benefits because you didn't do it right.
Yeah.
And you have to find a good place for your players. And if you're coming on as a manager like that, you're finding them a place, make sure you connect that organization with those players because otherwise it will just turn into a, hey, I said something to the team captain the other day. He didn't respond. I guess I'll wait for him to respond. I'll send another text. Like I never had a connection with you, so now I know nothing about you. Now I know nothing about this team.
Yeah.
And you as a manager that's might leave like that, you have to connect to the people.
I do want to.
Um,
Oh,
Well, yeah, no, go
anything?
on.
Anything?
I was about to say that's about it.
Okay. Okay. I want to get into because we only have like 10 minutes left here. Before we end this one, I think our final. We talked about a lot. We went from sports and we talked into like how organizations like I don't know. We more like functioning of like or like I really did like the levels of organization stuff. I skip it all. You know what? I can watch it back and learn more. Actually, I'll probably listen after this one. What is next for Detonate's Levitate? I mean, you can go first, Lavosky. So, what is the next thing, next step
Yeah,
you
you go
guys,
first.
next fun thing you guys got going on for Detonate?
I want to do more LAN tournaments with the boys. And I want to ensure that they're comfortable on LAN because a lot of teams don't really take the time to ensure that players are comfortable in LAN environments. And then obviously they end up, making pro league, but they're not necessarily comfortable in LAN environments or comfortable with the team dynamic. So the team dynamic automatically like seems to be there. Like these guys really focus on their team dynamics and making sure that everyone understands exactly what their role is and
They've
when
been
they
playing together for a while.
do. Yeah, they've been playing together for a good amount of time. So like they've already built that connection with one another. So like the team dynamics already pretty solid and the synergy that they have with one another is already solid. I think the next step for them is being able to consistently attend LAN tournaments, and being able to translate their skill level online to offline because
Mhm.
that's where it matters most. That's where the big money is. That's where you're defined as a player, as a professional in the field. So for me, I want I want to enable them to be their absolute best selves. And I think that means they need to they need
Ah,
they need to have a more Avery killing me. We need to have a more comfortable environment online or offline, excuse me. So more land
More
tournaments
lands.
way more building of their brands as well, like their personal brands, because I want to do photography, videography, and storylines and around them. We actually did our first piece for Fragadelphia 15 and released that today.
Oh,
It's called Road to Glory. So you can watch that. It's about 10 minutes. It's not too long,
so
but
YouTube.
it's like yeah, it's on YouTube.
Okay.
So the Detonate page actually just recently posted it, so it's our most recent post. So you can go to GG Detonate on Twitter, check out the Road to Glory video. Um, give it a like if you want to give a comment. Tell me what you don't like, obviously, because I want to improve upon that format. I want to make things a lot better because I think people got away from the whole vlogging and videography side of content creation, and
Mhm.
I think there's a good opportunity to continue doing something like that in
Mhm.
Counter Strike. Like it's already made a name for itself in other formats. Most prominent, I'd say, in Call of Duty, but I think there are other esports titles, and especially Counter Strike right now, as it is right now, with North America being in a recovery path. That it's this is the prime time to be making content and talking about
Yeah.
the situations that we're going through.
I think before Avery talks here, how is the this is more towards Avery because Avery wanted us to do like a vlog thing. Is that
We're doing it.
it's going? It's being created.
Yeah, it's I should get almost finished product tomorrow.
Oh shit!
And
Okay.
then I get to just kind of say like what I like and what I don't, make everyone change it because everyone follows my lead.
Okay. I just wondered
Yeah.
about that. So what's next for Levitate?
What's next for Levitate is, I mean, as he said, lands are fun, lands are great for content, lands are great for everything. But one thing that's not really on the books for this specific iteration of the team is lands right now. Um, we've really got to build, and having a new IGL, it really changes dynamics. Um,
Right. So what is your current
so
roster right now?
we have Tatum, Atomic, Woohoo, Penguin, and Pluto.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, and
So
then
only
Clank is our
Drew
coach.
minus Drew plus Tatum has happened.
Yeah, and Penguin was thinking about going over to Valorant, but in the end, team issues were resolved, and everything got a lot stabler.
That's good. That's good.
Um, but yeah, so lands, of course, love to go to lands, but what's in the books right now is developing as a brand and big time backend. Backend is for the next 3 months is going to be insane. Um, you've heard a little bit. You've heard a little bit out of Drew, about investment and what all is happening, and there's a lot. We plan to expand into a few more games. But we want to make a statement in CS. We want to show that NA's back, and we have a solid plan of that. We have a solid backing of that, and we're gonna make it happen. So look out for the next few months for that.
Or a year and a
But
half.
short
Or a year
term,
and a half.
no. Year and a half is like Major.
That's like,
Like we make a major is what I'm saying.
oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that's like
Yeah.
Major Rio or Major,
Like
wherever.
we're making a made look for a year and a half. We shoot to start making things.
Okay,
right?
okay.
Um, short term though, just watch out for just kind of small levitate stuff. We have a lot of content coming in. We have that vlog that we were just talking about. Oh my god. Oh,
That one that is shooting now
That
is
was
I
crazy. That was
think one
nuts.
thing
that one looks scary.
one thing Levitate needs to invest in is a new webcam.
And a
That's
new
what
webcam
Levitate
for
needs
me.
to invest in.
but yeah, so just look out for tournaments, look out for content. We're going to be doing a lot more streaming, a lot more with our Twitch, and a lot more with our YouTube. We are going to do things like that vlog that we were just talking about. I know you were giggling about that, but people like to see friendship, and they like to see camaraderie, and they like to see the people that they watch follow their path. And that's what I was really trying to get at here. It was a matter of everything is a following. You have to follow the storyline, and you have to follow every single little bit of it, or else it's gonna feel disconnected. The land results are just gonna feel like land results. They're not gonna feel like this team competed. It's gonna be like, they showed up, they won. All right, let's go home. Like there was more of a storyline for even Bad News Bears. Bad News Bears almost lost, and that I don't think they had a camera crew there, but if they did, that would have been a great storyline. It's just a matter of connecting, and so yeah, we're gonna have a lot more YouTube content, a lot of Twitch content. Um, just keep up to date with us by Twitter and Discord.
Yeah, and I'll post all your links, whatever. You just send me a message after this, like what all you want. I'll put it to so you get
Send
that out
out-
there.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah. Check out our website.
Website too. Yeah, that's one thing that we're working on too is a website. But I think for CarbonX, we're gonna stay in the CS:GO. We still want to do community building and more grassroots.
New Motorola deal.
What?
New Motorola deal. Just throwing that in there.
What's that?
You haven't heard?
No.
We got a Motorola deal.
You have a Motorola deal?
Yeah. Okay. Now go on with what you were saying.
Like the phone, you mean?
The
Like
phone.
the phone.
The dead.
Like the phone.
Okay. Thank you, Avery. I guess I don't know. It's not as I'm still more into. I want to get into more casting stuff too, so I got to focus on CarbonX, just making sure there's events there out there. I got to keep creating events. That's what I'm gonna do. Getting the low teams up. So like IM main advance, I want to get them. Where they have a good environment they can play games in, and they can have some fun too with rank X and stuff like that. So that's kind of my goal here. If I'm able to fund those things through sponsors or help, that's all I want. Again, I don't think any of us here are in for the money for the most part. If it does blow up in the long term and create a job, that's a different thing. If I'm able to create it into a job, that's a different thing. And I think
the
for
money
now,
is the reward to like keep working.
exactly, keep investing.
It's not there to.
It's not your end.
I'm in
all.
this for
It's
money.
another
It's
resource.
more
We
of.
would not
it's
be
more
in
of-
this, spending years and years if we were in for the money. Like
Yeah, it's more of I don't want to be working my second, third, and fourth job. I want to be working Levitate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Any final words you guys want to say here before we close it out and eventually say goodbye?
I am all right.
I just say thank you. Thanks for the time that you.
Thank you guys.
Provided with this. Thanks for the
course.
conversation. It's definitely very engaging. I learned a lot. I got to instigate a fight. That was fun.
Ooh. Ah!
Me and Avery's camera demon are gonna go out of here soon.
Yeah, Avery's over there fighting his demons. This has been very entertaining.
Because this screen right here is fine. Nothing has happened to the screen the entire time. It's only yours. It's something with you, I think. Actually, it might be. It might be that you're running multiple webcams.
Then why is Lavoski fine?
Because
I have a
he's-
Logitech webcam.
All right.
Logitech sponsor
Not
me.
sponsored, by the
I was
way.
about to say Logitech sponsor me.
If only. All right, I think it's time to say goodbye, guys. Hope you guys have a great night. Thank you guys for joining the CarbonX podcast number 6. Number 7 coming out here hopefully in the next week or so. We'll see how scheduling works, but we want to get more of these going, talk more with the community, especially in CSGO. And for now, we're going to go off and say goodbye.